Welcome into the Spiritual Evolution Podcast. Today, I want to talk about human intellect being a part of the physical body and how we can focus more on our morality rather than our intellect, and how this is playing out in the world today. Our human intellect is bound up with the physical body. The more we focus our time and our effort on the sense-bound intellect, which produces modern science and technology, the more destruction and chaos will befall humanity on Earth. If we can turn our focus to the science of the spirit, looking for morality rather than intellect, we can evolve as a collective humanity toward the spirit and toward Christ. Right now, intelligent technologies are being built which claim to replace human intelligence. They claim to have the capability to create abundance. They claim to be able to create new science, new drugs, new physics, which will ultimately solve the energy crisis that they themselves are creating. But all of this talk of utopia coming from the intellect, proliferating through the world from machines, actually creates a myth. It creates a reverence, a looking up to of sense-bound intellect. The storytelling of AI is creating an atmosphere of understanding from the public, from children, from teenagers, from young adults, that intelligence, not morality, is the be-all, end-all. People look up to the potential of intelligence, to the potential of science, to make a better life for us here on Earth through the production of more materials and drugs and energy that will ultimately give us abundance and eventually, they claim, immortality on the physical plane. More and more people in the tech community are even speaking about and creating tech that will help humans to merge with computers. Because when you create an atmosphere of myth and understanding where intelligence is the be-all, end-all, where science is all there is and will lead to a utopia, where humanity has come from chimpanzees or primates, and where we are purely biological, physical beings, people will ultimately want to augment and improve their intellect with machine-brain interfaces because they don't understand spiritual science. To them, merging with machines is the next logical step in our evolutionary process, our physical evolutionary process. Even people who fight for AI safety and try to help educate on the dangers of AI almost exclusively believe the same Darwinistic evolution and purely physical nature of humanity as the AI enthusiasts and tech enthusiasts. But even people who are not tech enthusiasts and not AI safety people, they may lean more towards the artistic or nature or social values. Most of them now also believe the same story of science and evolution. So when we put all this together, we can ask, what are these people longing for that they fight for social cultural norms or tech advancement or immortality on the physical plane? Truthfully, unconsciously and instinctively, they long for a science of the spirit. Without bringing these longings into a full consciousness, the spiritual world will continue to create chaos and disasters on the earth to try to wake people up. We are very far gone in this aspect of people's beliefs and people's not acknowledging the spiritual world. People are so traumatized and fear-stricken subconsciously from all the horrors of our time, even things that people don't think of, like TV shows and things that commercials that are programming us subconsciously. They cling to their beliefs because of these traumas and horrors of the world and events of the world that are happening. They cling to their beliefs because that's all they have to them, right? They cling to their beliefs and how they were educated as something to hold on to. But there will come a time in the near future, based on my spiritual scientific studies, where there will be nothing to cling on to. Disasters will cause chaos, and that's when, most likely, there will be a new origin and historical story brought in by dark brotherhoods who want to create a new culture based on technology, based on a false understanding of consciousness. And this will be our big test. We must resist and from, we must learn from the future explosion that will happen of material intellect. How much intelligence can come from material means alone? That's our lesson that we have to learn from what is coming with artificial intelligence. Ultimately, our mission on Earth is to develop our morality. So our social life should become more moral. How can we help others? How can we do the little things that people wouldn't think of necessarily? Maybe you had a friend who's working on something and you can help them in some way with that. Maybe they have a hobby or a passion or a side gig or an interest that you can try to take interest in. Just by you taking interest in something that someone else is doing and maybe helping them out with that can mean the world to that person. You know, you can really pick them up and send them in the right direction that they might need. We actually can't gain morality after death in the spiritual world. It can only come from our experience on earth. And Christ is the heart of the moral life because Christ united himself with the earth through the mystery of Golgotha. And he united himself with us. And so that's why we can only gain that morality on the earth, because Christ is here with us on earth. And he will be until the end of the earth, until the end of all times, even after the earth goes away. Our spiritual and human evolution can't progress unless we study spiritual science, which in turn creates a conscious relationship to Christ in our lives and in our experiences. Spiritual science gives us the truths we need for this chaotic time. Thank you.